What does the Husky Northern 901 and the Touareg 660, KLR 650 and the Desert X have in common? Well, none of them will replace my Tenere 700. They all have fantastic specs, but I'm so happy with my T7, the whole feel of it and the concept, that I'm only actually looking for one bike to replace my Tenere 700. And that would be the Tenere 700. If you look at the KDMs, you don't see many KDMs that are not exactly as they were in the shop. I think the Tenere is a fun concept because it's almost made to be customized. You don't see many Teneres out there that look the same. Yeah, Pol Tarrés and friends comes along and makes the bloody bat bike, the rally weapon, the KTM Slayer, with all the top specs and yeah, these specs. Yeah, you've seen it, so let's just recap what they've done to this donkey. They've added some higher spec parts, of course, like the KYB suspension, 48mm. You have the stability in the front with a new triple clamp. You have the Acra exhaust. You have 30 liters of fuel tanks in front, rear, and its low center of gravity. You have the rally tower. The radiator is bigger. You have the Recluse heavy-duty clutch, the protective covers on the engine, the higher fender, the better brakes, a Scott steering damper, and all of this would make this bike a real weapon on the trails. And we didn't even finish watching this video before Yamaha followed up with saying that we are producing this bike even. And now this week Yamaha got these patents filed for the raid version of the Tenere 700. So let's look into that. Are we getting the rally weapon that Pol Tarrés and friends made? Or are we getting something else? So all the news we see on this version is in the chest area, so to speak, of the T7. We have the new bigger fuel tanks coming down low, which also requires some new fairings to be put there. And there's some indication of some sort of crash protection also. Since it's wider, it would touch the ground easier if it fell to the ground. So they've added something there. But look at the fork coming down and the fender and the wheel. Everything looks exactly like the current T7. And also from the waist and back, the tail part, you have the same OEM exhaust, the same tail of the bike. But look at that. It looks like the exhaust hanger is the same bad design as with the original, where it's welded to the subframe. They could have changed that. So from the top we see the wider bike. We have the dual fuel tank and the dual caps. They seem to be real caps this time. And also we notice the foot pegs are different from the stock. The current T7 is known to be quite top heavy. So with these new fuel tanks you will not only carry more fuel, but you will carry it lower. And the profile will also be lower of the fuel tank. But the backside would be that you get a much fatter bike now. And also you notice it has the cheekbones now of Dolph Lundgren, the wider windscreen side deflectors there. They will be nice for longer journeys, I guess. The current T7 is so thin that not everyone opts for crash bars, but with this fatter profile now, they even built some crash protection into the fairings, which I think would be a good idea because now you are more likely to touch the ground with the fairings. And the bash plate is new, not such a big thing in my world because it's very common to replace the bash plate anyway. But this follows the design of the bike a little bit better, so perhaps more people will stay with this one. So with the lower profile of the tank, they've also extended the seat further up on the tank, which is a good thing off-road. And judging by the images, it also looks like they're upgrading the display of the bike, probably from the LCD to a more colorful TFT screen. I'm not crazy about that. I like the simplicity of the T7, including the screen, and if I want to play Angry Birds, I have an iPhone. So is this the bike that Pol Tarrés teased us with? And did Yamaha follow up on the promise to produce that bike? I would say yes, because think of it as the Pol Tarrés rally bike starter kit. It's the base of it. It doesn't have all the extra, the cool, the good suspension and steering dampeners and all that extra that they've swapped on it, but it's what they've started with. You have the tanks and the fairings and sort of the base of that bike, and then you get to add what you want. So in a way, I think that's the concept that the T7 is about. Would I upgrade? I'm not sure. It is a bigger bike now. It's wider. It's all of that. At the moment, I don't see myself going to a bigger bike. But as a long-range adventure bike, it looks good. So I'm not promising anything. It will take a couple of years for this one to see the light of day, I think. And maybe then I've sort of ruined my old T7, who knows. Stick around and comment in the comment section what you think about this new raid version. And right now we're longing to go on those summery camping trips. We stayed in too long, so yeah, you can go for a ride with us in this video. So check that out.